I guess just one last one since we were talking about arteries, legit like a procedural kind of question. So we generally always aspirate, when we're doing our maybe perineural, make sure we're not in a artery or vein. If we do ever aspirate and we get blood, and we redirect, of course, is there any other steps or concerns we need to have?
No, you just apply pressure afterwards because you nicked a blood vessel, so you could stop a hematoma complication. Just apply some pressure.
Yeah, probably clot, but it usually self-resolves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a way to, like, let's say you aspirated and you got some blood, is there a way to tell, other than, I guess, looking at the color of the blood, whether you're in an artery or a vein?
No.
No way.
Not unless you're under ultrasound and you then compressed and you looked at, no.
Gotcha.
But perineural, we're not even that worried about because there's no anesthetic in it.
Right.
So even if you're right.
Yeah, the only downside to being in a vessel when you do it is you just didn't get the therapeutic effect in that area.
You lost your solution.
You lost your solution. Yeah.
But now with Prolo, with the small amount of ropivacaine we're using, is there any concern?
If you're above the belly button, yes.
Because then it can make it to the heart.
No.
No? Brain?
No, what happens?
Probably gonna have syncope.
Okay.
It's gonna hyperpolarize the brain. We kind of need the brain for all our functions.
Okay.
You could be fatal.
How could it be fatal?
If it affects the brainstem, and it affects breathing, or it affects the centers for like a lot of rhythmicity of the heart. Is that?
Okay. So it does all that, but why does the heart not stop?
Oh, it's got its own pacemaker cells.
So if you ever get an anesthetic centrally, what will happen is the patient will have a seizure. You just may not see it because it might happen so fast that they actually go into respiratory arrest and basically almost like a coma of the brain because you just numbed the brain with anesthetic. They'll stop breathing because you have completely shut down the respiratory drive centers. The heart will kick in its automatic pacemaker, so it'll drop. It'll be at about 40 beats per minute. But then your job is to what?
Provide probably respirations.
Yep. So you're on a bag valve mask with oxygen to keep them stable and not let them go hypoxic until they wake back up. It's usually about 10 minutes.
Is there antidotes for that? Is adrenaline or?
No. Oh.
Let's keep it out of the artery then.
Well, the antidote you'd have to re-inject in the central nervous system, which you probably don't want to do, right?
Right.
You don't want to place more problems or drugs in the central nervous system.
Yeah.
I actually think you can do what's called a lipid rescue, but I just don't know much about that. So I've heard people talk about having lipids on board for stuff like if you're doing stuff in the neck. But okay.
So I use guidance.
Well, that's why you use guidance. That's why you get proper training. It's why you make sure you have oxygen in your clinic if you're going to do any injections. It's a huge pet peeve when I see docs don't even have an oxygen tank in their clinic and they're doing Prolo. Even if they're not doing spine, if you're doing shoulder, all of a sudden your patient stops breathing. What are you gonna do? Mouth to mouth for 10 minutes?
So I know, so oxygen will help, and we would still need a bag for them. Right?
Yes, yeah. You have to force in air to expand the lungs. Okay.